The first appearance of our Lamborghini in the available ZRL replays was driven by Tim Shade at Silverstone for that first GT3 season, but even from the opening lap of that first season it was tangled up in an incident with the Porsche of Ginks. By lap 6 the car had spun around, dropping Tim out of the top 10. On the next round at Zolder, Sierra had tried the Lamborghini and got collected in an incident on the first racing lap, then getting a bump from behind, before spinning a couple of laps later, ending up in the wall. With another spin towards the end, again leaving the Lamborghini out of the top 10. For round 6 at Zandvoort, Klepanov was actually leading in a Lamborghini, but it only lasted until lap 11, when a spin allowed for Luna in the Mercedes to take the lead. Nudging a curb later in the race meant losing second to another Mercedes. Crossing the line in third would be the only time a Lamborghini was seen getting a podium in those first 2 seasons. Klepanov was leading again for round 7, but unfortunately it wasn't long before he was dropping down the order. Not only would the Lamborghini drop out of the top 3, but getting shunted from behind added to Klepanov's troubles. For the next round at Spa there were 2 Lamborghinis, one driven by Panda, which got collected in an early incident, but seemed to get away without damage, but Klepanov and the other Lamborghini had awful luck in this race. Starting at the back he was very careful to move through the pack, but crashed hard on lap 4, suffering significant suspension damage and having to take a pit stop. Panda had done well keeping his Lamborghini at the front, but was just shy of a podium. That pair of drivers were in Lamborghinis again for round 9, with Klepanov in the blue Lambo leading into turn 1, but they both had a lot of contact at the start, with Panda in the green Lambo tripping over Sosa and Portis, Klepanov then getting run off track, before Panda had contact again, and a collision between Klepanov and Sosa had left Klepanov backwards. Panda was up to third, but a hard crash on lap 5 leading to a pit stop put an end to his chance of getting a podium. His race would get worse at the end by missing the pit entrance to serve a last moment drive-through penalty, reversing to not lose this opportunity to get into the pits. Klepanov crossed the line in third, but was dropped to 4th likely due to a penalty. Klepanov was driving the only Lamborghini for round 10, and the conditions were poor, as he narrowly escaped an incident on the first lap. But on lap 3 he had the same incident himself, crashing into the wall, and would stop after the next corner to retire. On round 11 there were 3 Lamborghinis. Panda had reached lap 4, but got caught up in an incident, and had this spin at the end of the lap and retired. Hamby had started at the back and got jammed up in a start incident, and had a troubled race which included an unexpected pit stop, strangely bumping into the walls of the pit entrance. Klepanov was in third, chasing after Sosa in second, but on lap 8 a spin dropped him out of the top 3, and he finished that race 4th. For round 12 Hamby started at the back again, and was the only Lamborghini driver this time around, running off track a few times, and finishing the race as last of the runners. Round 13 was no better, as Hamby was in the only Lamborghini again, starting at the back, and it's not clear why, but he was awarded a drive-through penalty at the start, and retired before the first corner. It would be a long time before a Lamborghini would be seen again in the ZRL GT3 League, while the podiums of those first seasons would be dominated by the Mercedes, Bentleys and Aston Martins.